Hello and welcome to the Business Spotlight interview series. I'm your host Sonali Nigam, and today I'm joined by Karl Oldershaw, owner of Shell-Clad Ltd. Hi Karl, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi there, how you doing? Oh, you're good?
Absolutely, thank you so much for asking that. Would you like to kick us off with a brief background as to who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure. I started in the exhibition world around about 20 years ago, built a print company that supported that, worked with organisers, worked with exhibitors, now own Shell-Clad and building support companies to service Shell-Clad and make it grow even further.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for letting us know about that. Carl, so more than a decade that you've been in the business. So what do you attribute your growth to?
I'd say most of it is through customer support and treating clients with the respect that they deserve. Every client is your client, and they need to feel just as important, whether they're a multi-million pound company or a very small SME. I feel that you know if you support them and treat them as if they are your favorite client every single time, then they'll feel that too. And with the experience that I've got and with the different businesses I've worked with over the years, that yeah, I really feel that that is the main key is building those relationships.
Thank you. Thank you for answering that. So there are a lot of business owners listening to you, Carl. So what are some common misconceptions about running a business and how do you address them?
Do you know what? I think one of the biggest misconceptions is as soon as you say you own a business or run a business, people instantly think you must be absolutely loaded with cash and loaded with money.
Yeah.
Um, and and quite often it's a balancing act because there's so much to do. There's so much going on, and there's so much investment in different places that all of the money is really focused on the business itself and reinvestment and all that sort of side of things. So when someone says they own or run a business, don't instantly think that they're absolutely stinking rich because that's often not the case. A lot of businesses start and they're balancing the books as they get off the ground.
That's interesting. And trust me, Carl, yes, people have this misconception, and I've heard that so many times. So I couldn't agree more with you. Need to make sure the interview is full of learning. So what challenges are you facing currently in your business?
Well, currently, right now, because we're trying to launch new businesses as well. This is an odd one, but actually, banking is quite difficult at the moment. There seems to be quite a lot of yeah, well, hold up with stuff. So in getting a bank account, they say there's like a 3 week backlog. Yet that would be like there's probably actually don't expect to get a bank account for at least 6 weeks because the it's a 3 week backlog on their backlog. So I
Oh,
would say that's one of the difficult ones at the moment, which we weren't expecting.
right. So that's holding up so much of your work. Is that why you put this as a challenge?
Yeah, I put it as a challenge because there's several things like you need to register for VAT, you need to start PAYE and payroll, and to get all those things in place, unless you've got your bank account already set up, you can't actually get a lot of those things in place. There's going to be a lot of backlog on your end when you start
Right.
making purchases and things like that. So yeah, that has definitely been a challenge on launching a new business anyway.
Thank you so much for answering that, Carl. I mean, the employees are too crucial for any businesses. Let me put this in this way. So, what qualities do you look for in employees when you hire them, and how do you foster a positive and a productive work environment?
I'm going to say that not so much there is a skill set in itself is to have initiative, but I would say having initiative is really quite key to everything. So most I'm not going to generalize and say any job can be learned because but this is not an industry where you need rocket scientists or brain surgeons or anything. So you can learn to use a computer, you can learn to use a printer, or that's all there. But having actual initiative is really key to everything because then you can teach people how to interact with clients and create customer service that you want. You can teach people how to learn all these different pieces of equipment, and if you can spot like the different qualities in people then you can actually give them the job that they should have, rather than give them maybe the job that they've applied for. So in the past, we've had people apply for sales roles, and actually, they probably want they probably are well, they are good salespeople, but they actually should be higher up in the chain, because they had an overall picture of what the business should look like. So we've actually given them a higher job than the job that they actually applied for.
Right.
Um, on another front, we employed a guy for actually working in the print industry. He'd actually come out of his job and done an apprenticeship in print, which 10 years ago wasn't it. The apprenticeship wasn't particularly good, but the fact that he'd actually taken time out of his job to go, which was completely separate from print, to learn a print apprenticeship, that shone out on his CV more than his actual skill set, more than everything else, because it showed he had a dedication to it. So I would that was the reason we actually employed him, was because he showed dedication and initiative to want to be in this actual industry, even though he didn't have any previous experience. So he proved to be an absolute asset.
Right. So you look for the right people. Can I just conclude that way? You look for the
Yeah,
people with the right attitude,
yeah.
basically, than having those skills, and that's just commendable. Um, this takes me to next question, Carl, because I'm literally, when we're talking about your business, what are your aspirations for your company in the next 5 years? Where do you,
Well,
yeah,
there's growth is obviously the main thing.
yeah,
Um, we want to expand. So the Shell-Clad as a brand over the last year has sort of doubled in size, which
yeah.
is fantastic, and an absolute credit to the guys that have been working there. And now what we want to do is we want to build like service companies that function alongside and with Shell-Clad itself. So we're looking for international growth there. We've already seen growth in Europe as well, but we're looking towards the APAC regions and probably Americas as well. We've got what else have we got going on? So we've started in a graphics installation company as well. So when graphics are printed through Shell-Clad, if they want to have them installed as well, we can use this other company to go and put them out. That other company can stand alone as well. So with that, we've got a service sector there that other companies, so other print companies, might want to use if they don't have the accessibility to having graphics installed at the NEC, Olympia, or Excel. They can just get on the phone, give them a call, say, "Look, I've got a client here. I don't know if I can do the job. Can you do it?" Yes, we can do it. So we've got that going on too. Plus, we need to build up the actual services that Shell-Clad offers. And as we're expanding, we're getting more and more exhibition organisers coming to us now, which is great. And so we'll have Shell-Clad brand, we'll have the different ways of installing the graphics. We'll also have different types of print as well, which is the main thing here. So expanding the print capabilities of Shell-Clad is going to be part of that.
A lot of growth that is coming into picture. That is definitely I can see. I mean, wish you all the best with that. Carl,
Thank you.
and Carl, we've talked about your business quite in detail. Let's talk about bit about your personal life. So, how do you balance your personal life with the demands of running a business, and how do you strike that perfect balance between the two? And strike that perfect balance between the two, if I can ask that.
Yes, well, I can definitely say I haven't struck the perfect balance. Well, yeah, just speak to my wife and children. I'm locked away up here quite a lot in the evenings, but I do definitely try and take time out during like dinners and stuff. We always sit down to dinner together, so that's one part of it. But I'm more than anything, I just like to say thank you to my wife. I'm very lucky to have a very successful and very supportive wife who encourages me and backs me every time. So. I'm just very lucky on that front.
That is so sweet. And Carl, and I mean, the entire podcast was so inspirational. So, is there any closing remark or a golden nugget that you would like to share with the audience before we wrap up?
Um, and I don't have a golden nugget, I'm afraid. If I did, I'd be I'd be cashing that in every time. But no, I'd just like to say, like if you're confident in yourself, back yourself, and you've got you've got your USP, you've got everything that you believe to be right, and good people around you to support you. That's probably the most important thing, because you can't do it on your own. you need to look around you, see who's got the knowledge, see who else can support you, and then charge through together, yeah, as one.
Thank you very much, Carl, for your time today. It was great meeting you and learning so much about your journey. And to everyone watching, I look forward to see you in my next episode. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.